other than that, I loved it. The food, the vibe, the buzz, it was really like cute. I also, how could I forget, I met Whoopi Goldberg in Bologna, so that happened. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you were good, I hope you are blessed, and I hope you are safe. Honestly, like I really do hope that whoever's watching this is super safe and staying as sane as possible, because there's so much uncertainty at the moment. So I really do pray and hope that you and your loved ones stay safe. So as you can see, today is a super casual day. I've got my hoodie on, I've got my bonnet on. To be fair, I'm deep conditioning. I just honestly wanted to film as like, I wanted to dress my day kind of thing, and today is a super cash day. I thought I'd kill two birds with one stone and film, edit, and deep condition my hair at the same time, because adulting. So today's video is a bit of a weird one. It's different to what I've been putting out in quarantine because I couldn't travel. And actually I'm putting together all of my travel footage from the last 12 to 18 months and making like a massive collage or like video album of those travels. The reason why I didn't push this out earlier is because last year, some of you may or may not know, but I didn't create any content. I filmed content, but I just didn't push it out, and I didn't like edit it. It's literally all on my phone. So to be fair, this video is also like a video dump so that I can free up space on my phone. Today's date is it's actually Halloween. It's 5:15, as you guys can see, and yeah, I had 2 weeks to edit this video, and it's today, the day before that I want to release it, that's when I've decided to edit the video. Somebody needs to collect me and throw me in the bin. Honestly, another reason why I'm putting this out is because I am obsessed with rewatching my videos, and it's not because I'm obsessed with myself or I love hearing the sound of my voice. Trust me, my voice is very annoying, and I'm so sorry that you guys have to put up with this, but my videos are memories and they remind me of certain stages and points and, you know, experiences in my life. I want this video to be one of those videos that I go back to on a rainy day like today and, you know, watch and remember the good times before coronavirus. Literally, as I was going through the footage on my phone, I realized that I was in a new country last year from April, May, June, July. Four months. Each month I was in a new country. So the first country that I traveled to, I don't know if this counts, but I went to Swansea. Even as I say that, not that I'm laughing because of Swansea, but because I'm trying to force this country thing, calling Wales its own country. I'm gonna go for it. Like on my Bean app, like there's this app that I have on my phone called Bean. Super cool app. It tracks all the places that you've been to. On that app, it has Wales as its own country. So I've put Wales as its own country purely because I'm trying to force it. I can't lie. I'm really trying to force it. Also, look at this cute mug, guys. I got this for my birthday from one of my friends. It's like a lens and it's like the cutest thing ever. We went to Swansea for a weekend, and honestly, it was pleasantly surprising. The scenes were really, really nice. There's this like beach place called the Mumbles, I think it is. It's like this like pier and this beachfront. We visited this castle. I think it's called Swansea Castle. I'm not sure. Would I recommend this? I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. It's really, really like nice for a long weekend. So we went over Easter weekend, so that was perfect. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend for longer than that because I don't think there's much else to do. So we got to the castle and we realized that you need to pay £4. We didn't have, no cash. We had no cash.
No, nothing.
Literally.
Wow.
It's cool. Lisa's, you know, our little photographer over here. So in May, I went to Nice for another long weekend. The reason this trip even happened is because flights were £16. Like, guys, just to put this into perspective, right? I work in London. I live like half an hour from London, and my train ticket every day to London return is £23. So flying to France for £16 is ridiculous. Like, it's cheaper for me to fly to France than to do my daily commute. Granted, it's Ryanair, and I personally, I don't know if I can continue supporting Ryanair. Don't hold me to that, because things might change after the pandemic, who knows? But I've never had a good experience with them, to be honest. Like, yeah, the flight is cheap, but customer service is pretty trash. I mean, I also understand that they cater to a wide range of people, so they're making it work. Clearly, they're still in business. Nice was insane. Like, Nice is one of those places that's like super classy and elegant. It's not too far from Cannes, from Saint-Tropez. There's actually a train into the southern like city in Italy, so technically I visited Italy as well. It was really mad though, because on the train to Italy, I had my passport with me and they didn't even check the passport, even though technically we were going from Nice to Italy. So yeah, that was interesting, but obviously you still take your passport. And then on top of that, Nice is, I think, about like 20 minutes to half an hour from Monaco. So we also went to Monaco. The timing was impeccable because I don't know how to pronounce this, Grand Prix was on at the same time. So we went to that. We obviously didn't have enough money to buy tickets because they're like £400. But we watched it from the hill, which was good enough. Nice, honestly, I'd give it like a 9 out of 10. Not 10 out of 10, I think, because when I went, I don't know if like I was being stingy, but I didn't spend as much money as I wanted to. So I think I also restricted myself in terms of the things that I did. So 100% I'd go back to Nice. Like, I would fully go back to Nice, but I'd say 9 out of 10 purely because I don't think I got the most out of the experience. But if you're looking for a long weekend in France, like especially over summer, 100% I would recommend Nice, because it's one of those places where there's so much to do, there's so much to see, the food is incredible, the people aren't too bad. Like, I know some people generally say that French people are slightly rude. I didn't experience rudeness, but then also bearing in mind that Nice was like super touristy as well. Especially the time that we went was the week before Cannes and the week of the Grand Prix. So there's so many people from all over the world. In June, I went to Crete with my babe, Shalewa, and I honestly, like, there's so many stories to tell from Crete that is actually mad. Our trip was all inclusive. I think we paid about £300 for everything. So that's flights and accommodation. The accommodation was like a 4-star hotel, I believe. I think it was 4-star. So yeah, it was a really nice hotel. It was all inclusive, so our food was included in the price as well, so we didn't have to worry about that. So that's breakfast, lunch and dinner, unlimited drinks, unlimited cafe, like all of it, like it was all unlimited. Would I do unlimited again? No, purely because, I mean, at that specific hotel I wouldn't, because it was so far from the rest of Crete, so we didn't really get the chance to explore more, and the transport was so expensive. I think if you go as a larger group, you might benefit from being able to spread the costs across more people, but because it was just the two of us, like it was a lot of money. So yes, that was the first one. I wouldn't go back to that same hotel. It was a lovely hotel, don't get me wrong, it had its own private beach. The views were insane. Like if I tell you these views, they were insane. But it was just too disconnected from the rest of Crete, and it was in the most awkward location. Would I recommend Crete? 100%, 10 out of 10. I wouldn't recommend an all-inclusive hotel. Make sure you check the location as well. The reviews for us were great, but no one really spoke about the all-inclusive, and I think because it was tailored a lot to like families and people that wanted everything to be in the same location. It's perfect for that. If you don't want to leave the hotel, fine, but Shalewa and I are more adventurous than that. We wanted to see the town and go out and stuff like that, so it wasn't for us. So we're in Crete right now. I'm with my girl.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel.
Yes.
Oh my guys, I'm balling.
Country that I visited was Tenerife. Tenerife was more of like a family trip, and it somehow coincided with my birthday, which worked perfectly for me, especially given that I turned 25 in a pandemic, so I feel like it balances out. It was so lovely. So the hotel that we stayed in upgraded my room because it was my birthday. I think we were there for like a week. Yeah, maybe like a week / 6 days. But as always, like Tenerife was sensational. Like if I could give Tenerife like all the marks out of 10, I would. It's one of my favorite places. I've been twice now. So the first time I went to Tenerife, we stayed in the northern part of the island, which is more like, from my experience, obviously, like if you are from Tenerife or if you've been to Tenerife, please feel free to correct me, but in my experience the northern part is more of like the local area, in the sense that you see a lot more like residents in that area. It's also less touristy compared to the south where we went last year for my birthday, which is so touristy. It's literally like resort after resort. There's like, you know, all sorts of things, attractions, water parks. They have Scion Park, which we went to as well. I went to for the second time. I think it has the tallest slide either in Europe or in the world, but it's got a super tall like water slide, which I went on the first time. Second time I actually chickened out, and if you chicken out you can't ride. They actually tell you to go back down, and I was there like, I'm ready, like take me, and then I panicked and he's like, nah, you need to go back downstairs. In terms of water sports, so water sports, the first time I went to Tenerife we booked them all beforehand. The second time we booked them there, I think it's cheaper to book there purely because there's a lot of like people who are literally by the beach in a hut and they sell tickets for water sports, whereas if you book it online you have to go through agents who put their own commission fee. So yes.
Swaying, yeah. Oh my god. I'm asleep.
So From July till November, I didn't travel. I think because I had exams. So November, I went to Bologna. This was a weekend trip purely because on the Monday, so I left for Bologna on Friday. On the Monday, I had a work trip in Malta, so Bologna was like perfect. I wish I could explain how amazing Bologna was. Like honestly, it was phenomenal. The food, the views, the vibe. Granted, it was cold, but it still felt like, you know, those like continental European countries that, you know, get into that Christmassy spirit. There were lights everywhere. Bologna is actually a university city. I think Bologna University is the oldest university in Europe, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it's purely like young people. My only concern with Italy, I obviously read of people experiencing racist attacks in Italy, so I was a bit skeptical. Bologna, I'd actually give it a 10 out of 10 to be honest. No, I'd give it a 9 or an 8.5 out of 10 purely because of the weather. Like the weather wasn't great, but other than that, I loved it. The food, the vibe, the buzz, it was really like cute. I also, how could I forget, I met Whoopi Goldberg in Bologna, so that happened. I met Whoopi Goldberg, guys. The way that it happened, right, is I was like looking in a store window and I hear this American accent behind me, so I'm like, okay, you know, it's Italy, like almost everyone spoke a different language, and I'm not just saying Italian, but like I could hear German, I could hear Spanish, I could hear all sorts. So I'm hearing like another person speaking English in an American accent, and I turn around and I'm like, Whoopi? And she says, hey girl, and I'm like, hey girl. And she said she liked my hair, and I was like, it's Whoopi Goldberg. Like, I was like, it's Whoopi Goldberg. It's Whoopi freaking Goldberg. I was actually trying to play it cool, and I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. I love your hair too. I love the blondes. Doing wonders for you. The last place I visited this year, pre-COVID, was Barcelona with my sister Hazel and her best friend Grace. So it was a trio girls trip, and we went to Barcelona for, I want to say it was a long weekend as well. So we left on Thursday and then came back on Sunday. Yeah, it was a long weekend. It was super spontaneous. Again, the tickets were like £30. Barcelona was sick, as always. Barcelona, guys, you know, there's very few places that I need to elaborate on, and Barcelona is one of them. We did a lot of sightseeing. We went to the Barcelona football stadium, which has like a, I want to say a museum. I don't know if museum is the right word to use, but it's like a room with all of like the Barcelona Football Club collections, the World Cup, and different other cups that they've won, people's old shirts, like the history of Barcelona Football Club. There's so much. There's a lot of eating. We also did some climbing. We went to Park Güell. The thing with Barcelona, right, guys? So Barcelona was meant to be my comeback vlog. Like Barcelona, I went with a mission. I literally, like, I had a mission, I had a plan, I had footage, like decent footage, and I filmed everything on my phone because I recently got the 11 Pro Max at the time, and I was like, right, I want to film all of this on my 11 Pro Max and do like a, you know, vlog on 11 Pro Max kind of video. Usually I film on my camera. I don't know why I decided to film on my phone. The one time that I was like, right, I'm coming back into it. I had a few snippets here and there on my camera, which is what I'm gonna put in the vlog. A lot of it was also on my stories, so that's what I've used to put together like snippets of my time in Barcelona. But yeah, Barcelona was lit. Like honestly, besides the fact that my phone died on the last day, but again, Barcelona, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. made it this far, thank you so much. Yeah, I must travel. Like, honestly, it makes me sad. Like, as I was like saying and telling you guys the stories, I felt a little bit sad, I can't lie, because I felt like I took those moments for granted. Yeah, let me know where you guys went to last year, or where you are planning on going when all of this madness is over, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.